Hi, my name's Kylie Briggs. Myself and Emily Thomas have completed a BDM report for Bardot, and we would like to share that information with you here today. Initially, we'd like to run you through the background of Bardot. Bardot was founded in 1996 by a lady by the name of Carol Scoofies. Carol's first store opened in Bridge Road, Melbourne in Victoria with only 5 staff. All Bardot's products were designed and made locally in Melbourne until recently, where they moved manufacturing predominantly to China. The company eventually expanded into a further 72 stores, and in 2004, its sister brand, Bardot Jr., was born. From this expansion, Bardot had huge success and was making $120 million in sales annually. However, Bardot began to struggle in what is a competitive retail market with low-cost fashion, and so their sales began to dramatically decrease. And so, on the 28th of November, Bardot and Bardot Jr. went into voluntary administration. Following on from a creditors' meeting, it was decided that in the interest of the company, all stores would close and Bardot would continue as an online retailer, putting over 800 staff out of work. So place, Bardot did used to have 72 stores Australia-wide. However, Bardot, since they went into a voluntary administration, they now have an online store for sales and promotion, and they also use third-party online stores that distribute their products such as Myer and Amazon worldwide. People, Bardot is a popular brand amongst women, targeting the very stylish and more high-end, wealthier consumer. For processors, all Bardot products are designed here in Australia. The majority of manufacturing is now done in China since they've expanded their network. It is then distributed to the Bardot online stores and all their third-party businesses that sell their products, such as Bloomingdale's, Iconic, Lord and Taylor. Originally, products were made and designed in Australia. However, now their flats are handmade in Greece, and the majority of their products are made in China due to cost. So physical evidence is the brand's logo, which is easily understood and recognised by all consumers. The first key factor that affects Bardot from the outside is the political key factor. The first threat is global terrorism, and the major threat affecting industries globally, but more so Victoria, where Bardot's head office is actually located, is that currently everybody is in lockdown due to the COVID virus outbreak. When conditions change, we should actually see more stability within the retail sector. The second major threat to political stability is the presidency of Donald Trump that's causing uncertainty and proving problematic for governments, individuals and corporations worldwide. The next key factor that affects Bardot internally is legal. Workplace standards, import and export laws, taxes, trade and custom laws. Emergency measures globally, border control, public health orders, restrictions on gathering and movement, self-isolation and quarantines due to the COVID virus. Our next factor affecting Bardot is social-cultural. So we have web competition, and we also have climate change, global effects, and an increased pressure on companies to use more ethical and sustainable business practices. Our next factor affecting Bardot is technological. So we've got innovations and competition, web competition, And the technological tug-of-war going on between the United States and China, seeing Michael Kovrig detained in China as collateral damage, as China tries to prove they have won the game and have the upper hand in technology over the US. This proves problematic for the political sector moving forward as governments are forced to pick a side. Our next factor is economical. So we've got the economic uncertainty globally, the COVID virus causing worldwide crisis, affecting all people and all industries, including job losses and a decline in sales. Time delays with shipments, importing and exporting quarantine, and customs issues proving very costly to the individuals, businesses and consumers. And finally, we have the environmental issues. These effects from COVID have substantially affected economic growth worldwide. Pressure on businesses to be more environmentally friendly and more cost-effective for the consumer. Climate change and increasing natural disasters are the two biggest environmental issues businesses and the global economy face. The COVID virus has heavily impacted the retail industry, design, trade, production and manufacturing, with closures of retail trade in Melbourne, Australia, the home of Bardot's head office, being affected for the past 7 months. This disaster has caused a massive decline in retail sales in Australia and globally, impacting all businesses now and also into the foreseeable future. Next up, we have product life cycle. Through our research, it was determined that Bardot is currently positioned within the decline phase of the product life cycle. However, before they went into involuntary administration, they are in maturity. Through our recommendations, we hope to see Bardot move back into growth cycle. Next up, we have the SWOT analysis. The SWOT analysis is a framework that shows strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. These elements show internal strengths and weaknesses that affect Bardot. So in our current SWOT analysis, we can see that the strengths within Bardot are their beautiful, stylish, edgy, and on-trend garments. First, to showcase new and up-and-coming fashion, and that they no longer have store overheads. Their opportunities: massive room for growth and expansion overseas and in Australia. Opportunities to advance in more ethical trade. Their weaknesses: they're too expensive and their costs are much higher now in Australia. They're no longer an ethical company, however they used to be. They're very focused on differentiation and they do not stand out amongst their competitors. Their threats: direct competition from a saturated market, including online, and businesses selling lower price garments. Coronavirus and the impact from a declining economy are all things that are threatening the future of Bardot.
The Michael Porter Strategic Management Strategy is the process that managers take to develop an organization strategy plan. The Michael Porter Generic Strategy Plan consists of 4 different segments. These segments are cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, focused low-cost strategy, and focused differentiation strategy. Bardot, for instance, is using a focused differentiation strategy. This means that they are focusing their product and items on a particular target audience and clientele. At the current time, they are focusing on a higher priced 10% niche market. The differentiation part of their strategy is that they are offering a different product to the rest of the market. They have their own individual designer that is offering clothes and designs that you cannot find anywhere else. To better understand a focused differentiation strategy, one should look at it as a 2-part system that feeds into each other. The first part of the system is the focus strategy. This is the strategy that an organization will use to determine their target audience, their clientele, who they would like to be focusing on. Their wants, needs, and desires are of the utmost importance. The second part of the strategy is the differentiation strategy. This is when an organization comes up with a one-of-a-kind specialized product that is hard or almost impossible to obtain through any other brand. For instance, Bardot has their own designer. They are offering designs and garments that are unobtainable through any other stores bar their own. They are offering business suits and evening wear with a design and price tag to target the high-class businesswoman. The focused differentiation strategy that is used by Bardot is also used by many other organisations across the globe, although it is more commonly used in the retail sector. Some retailers that use this strategy are Louis Vuitton handbags, Gucci clothing, Rolex watches. As you can see, they are all offering a different product, but their product is their differentiation strategy. Louis Vuitton handbags are most commonly known for their handbags. Gucci clothing is more commonly known for its clothes, and Rolex watches, they make Rolex watches. This is how they've been able to market one product and make people believe that they absolutely require this product. The focus part of each of these strategies is marketing, advertising. Companies that are luxurious and offer high-priced items, such as Louis Vuitton, do not do general advertisements on television, radio, billboards. They actually offer their product to celebrities on red carpets, social media influencers. People then see this everywhere they look. It's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, it's on every social media platform, it's in their faces all the time, who wore what to the red carpet. This then makes people want that item. They want that social standing and they feel like they need to have it. Therefore, they are willing to pay whatever price required to obtain this level of social standing within society. Bardot's owner and creative director, Carol Scofius, is applying the focused differentiation strategy. She owns 100% of Bardot's company. In that, not selling shares, she's been able to obtain the right to do as she wishes with the company and move it forward in directions that other companies may struggle to move forward in. She has hired a designer, Goriana, to design all of Bardot's clothing. This happens in a process. They research and develop the latest fashions, the latest textiles, and create the latest garments that a consumer could not buy through any other company other than Bardot. They then market this on Instagram using their title Bardot.com 24/7 Style Never Sleeps. They are targeting a high-class businesswoman with their pricing ranging from $15 per item for an accessory to $300 for things such as evening dresses and business suits. Bardot are constantly trying to stay in the loop with what their target audience is requiring, what their desires are, what they really want out of evening wear, dresses, day wear, business suits, and they are working to come up with products that meet and fit that at the price guide that this clientele will pay for their item. New marketing mix recommendations. Placement. Bardot should continue with the online stores and selling their brand through the third-party businesses such as Myers and Boohoo.com. This is getting them out there without spending the extra money on things like shop fronts, staff, things like that. As for pricing, Bardot should heavily consider lowering the markup on the garments. These garments are not being produced at a high quality rate anymore, and they are still being produced at a high cost. This is not beneficial for Bardot in their current situation with the current economic climate. They should scale back, reduce their markup, and sell their items for a more appealing, lower price for the younger generation that is working and studying to be able to afford such items. Promotions. Although Bardot are doing quite well at advertising themselves on social media, they should also heavily consider advertising on such sites as GenieDays.com. Uni Days is a site that brands use to promote their items to uni students, specifically offering them the occasional deals on items. If Bardot decided to become a part of this, they would then create themselves a loyal customer basis that would grow with the company for the next 20-30 years throughout generations. Bardot should also consider reinstating the policies and procedures that adhere to the Australian certification of ethical products. These include things like worker pay and conditions, vegan products, leather alternatives, and the use of more eco-friendly packaging. In today's climate, with global warming being such a hot topic, Bardot should really consider implementing some of these rules. This will change the way people view Bardot as a company and their garments as individual items. It could extremely benefit their sales. People. As for people, Bardot needs to be less focused on a particular target audience and does need to extend themselves to a broader market. They need to just tailor their pricing and their items a little bit to be able to be accepted by a broader market, such as young people, uni students, young mothers, people that aren't necessarily the top 10% in Australia and the world. Processes. As far as processes goes, Bardot is not actually failing at anything. They do just need to though reinforce the expansion into the student market by joining forces with things like uni days and other stalls at open week, and just really trying to target that young uni student that is going to become a loyal customer. Physical evidence. Bardot need to freeze, change and unfreeze their business as soon as possible. They do need to freeze all movement right now. We believe they need to scale back from global sales and return to a fully Australian designed and made clothing brand, including their ethical certification. They need to rebrand and they need to roll out more ethical products, leather alternatives, eco-friendly packaging. They need to advertise this leather alternative and eco-friendly packaging. They need to update their logo. We believe that at the moment Bardot only having Bardot as their logo, although it's quite significant, it is damaging their product overall. A lot of popular products have logos. The Nike tick, the Louis Vuitton has the L and the S, Guess has a G. A lot of companies have a logo now, and we believe that would help Bardot become more easily recognized than just having the whole word as their siding. We would like to see Bardot not only return to an Australian designed and made clothing brand, but to lower their prices of garments and reinvigorate the Australian market as to what Bardot means, and prove to the Australian market that Bardot is loyal to Australians, and then the Australians will be loyal to Bardot. Once Bardot has implemented these changes, they can unfreeze, test their new changes on the smaller Australian market, regain loyalty within that market, and then branch out and attack the global market again once they have their certifications and their eco-friendly, their vegan products and their leather alternatives. The findings from this report recommend that Bardot scale back their global operations and focus on an Australian-made, designed, ethical product that gives back to the Australian market and offers the Australian market the opportunity to be loyal for Bardot once again. Thank you.